Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roundup, a podcast where we round up the latest news and talk all things pop culture. I'm your host, Brandon, joined by my other hosts, Andrew.
What is up?
Casey.
How's it going?
And Anthony.
What's going on?
So, today we've got some pretty important topics to go over, a lot of big things, so let's get right into it. Alrighty, so welcome back to another episode. Today we're going over three kind of big things. To structure it, we're going to be talking about the Oscars first, and then we're going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat movie, and then we're going to be talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier as an entirety. So if you haven't seen those last two, spoilers now, and we'll say spoilers later.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Yeah.
Of course, the discussion sections will be divided between non-spoilers and spoilers. We will clearly say when, and if you're watching on YouTube, down in the description, there'll be time codes for when spoilers start and end.
There we go. So, jumping straight into the Oscars, I guess. We're not talking news this week. Andrew, do you want to take us forward?
Yeah, so if you listened last week, we went over all the categories in which movies or actors or actresses would win in each category, what we thought. And the Oscars happened, and so now we're just going to kind of go through and see what we were right, what we were wrong, who we think should have won, and what we're glad did win, and so on and so forth. We aren't going to spend too much time on this because we do have Mortal Kombat and Falcon and Winter Soldier to talk about. So we're just going to get right into this in the same order as we did last week. So starting up top, we have Best Actor in a Leading Role. And we here pretty much unanimously said that Chadwick Boseman should get the Oscar for this. I don't want to say unfortunately, but unfortunately he did not win. Anthony Hopkins won the award for his performance in the movie The Father. This is his second Best Actor Oscar. Still think it should have gone to Chadwick Boseman.
I feel like that's kind of like a double-edged sword. Saying, I think we all can agree we wanted Chadwick Boseman, as we all voted for Chadwick. But it's also one of those things where he's unfortunately not with us anymore, so it's kind of... It's a weird...
Yeah.
Well, Heath Ledger won Best either Supporting Actor or Actor for his portrayal of the Joker in Dark Knight, so it's not unprecedented to give award posthumously, but...
Yeah, it's a really tough kind of topic.
I haven't seen Defy Bloods, but he was in it, so...
Right, but he wasn't nominated for Defy Bloods, he was nominated for a different movie.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Next we have Actor in a Supporting Role, and we had a few different votes. We had Daniel Kaluuya, Sacha Baron Cohen. Those are kind of our two choices, and it ended up going to Daniel Kaluuya for his performance in Judas and the Black Messiah. So good for him. Yep. Nothing else to add to that.
Little golf clap.
His character was pretty interesting in Black Panther. I know that's not the movie he was nominated for, but...
Very true.
That's really kind of the only thing I can think of that he's in.
Yeah, that's where we recognize him. So
he might have been from... Get Out. I was about to say that, yeah. But I didn't see that movie, so... Moving on. We have Actress in a Leading Role. And the nominees that we chose, we were kind of split on Viola Davis and Vanessa Kirby. I'm pretty sure we chose them because those were the names we recognized. And we were wrong. The actual winner was Frances McDormand. McDormand.
Who?
Okay.
Yep.
No opinion.
Who was that?
I'm in the same boat as you, Casey. Who? She was in Nomadland, so I'm gonna guess she was the main character in that movie. Again, a movie that none of us have seen. Dear Oscars, next year, please nominate more movies we've seen.
There'll be more movies to nominate.
Here's hoping. Next category is Best Supporting Actress, and a few of us chose Maria Bakalova for her performance in Borat 2. The actual winner is, ooh man, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Yoo Jung-yoon for her performance in Minari. I'm 100% sure I mispronounced that, so I apologize if I did pronounce it wrong. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Okay, moving on to a topic that we actually did know about for the nominees. Best Animated Picture. We all pretty much unanimously chose Soul,
Yeah.
I think. And
Correct.
hey, what do you know? Soul won very deservedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Best animated picture.
Yep. Apologies to a Shaun of the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. You had him on the ropes, but Onward just really kind of hit you with the uppercut, you know?
All I gotta say is I kind of wanted Onward to win, and I think a lot of us did. But it's no question that Soul would have, and it did, obviously. So,
and it got best score, I think.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
maybe. Spoilers. Jeez.
Woo.
Gosh.
My baby. I couldn't resist.
Edit that
Okay.
out later.
So for cinematography, we were split between Nomadland, Trials of the Chicago 7, and News of the World. Of course, keep in mind, we didn't see any of these movies, so we were just kind of taking pot shots.
Except for Soul and Onward.
Oh, and Tenet. But again, none of those were nominated for this section.
Right.
The actual winner of the cinematography award went to Mank. Good for them.
None of us guessed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Costume design. We all unanimously chose Mulan because, say it with me now, we actually saw the movie. And the actual winner of the costume design award goes to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Is it a good movie? I don't know. You people that have actually seen it, tell us. Was it a good movie?
Should
I
we
don't
watch
know.
it?
Nope. Maybe not. I'm not going to watch it.
Well, unless people say it's really good, but...
Yeah, again, then maybe I'll watch it when it's on Netflix or HBO.
True.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm not going to pay money to see it. Moving on. For directing, we voted for Mank, Another Round, or Promising Young Woman, and yet again we were all wrong. The actual directing award went to Nomadland, directed by Chloe Zhao. I believe that director, she is going to be directing The Eternals, or at least some future Marvel project. I'm pretty sure it's The Eternals.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we did film editing, and we were split between Sound of Metal and Trial of Chicago 7, and congratulations to those of us who voted Sound of Metal because it actually won. Hooray!
Golf club.
Good for
I
them.
can't remember.
I'm not sure if I voted for Sound of Metal.
I didn't label names because we were talking too fast, so we may never know. Okay, makeup and hairstyling. We were split between Emma and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, so that means that yet again some of us got it right and some of us got it wrong because Ma Rainey's Black Bottom won the makeup and hairstyling award. Good for them. Yep. Okay. Music, original score. We all unanimously chose Soul. And we're on a real roll here. We got 3 right in a row. Let's go. That's for movies we haven't seen aside from Soul. We're doing pretty good. Soul won Best Original Score. Good for them.
Yep.
And I mean, come on, that was such a good soundtrack too. It was really good, really good. Second award for music, this time being original song. We were split between the song "Hear My Voice" and "Speak Now." Neither of those won, so we lost our win streak here. It went to "Fight for You" from the movie Judas and the Black Messiah. Again, we haven't seen any of these movies. We haven't heard any of these songs.
Yeah.
Though, to be fair with the songs, we probably could have pulled them up on Spotify and listened to them. Did we? Did we? No.
No.
Nope. I'm just going to take guesses. Best Picture. Here we go. This is a big one. So, we were split between Mank, The Father, and Sound of Metal. And Nomadland won. So,
Oh,
I don't
think I was going with The Father.
I don't remember if I specifically said this exact word for word, but I'm pretty sure I said something along the lines of Nomadland probably won't win. So,
I think I remember.
What is that? The consequences of my actions. Well,
I was really hoping The Father would pull through.
I thought Mank was gonna win because it was Oscar bait. Oh wow, look, Hollywood is great, guys. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
Pretty much awarding themselves.
Okay. Now on to production design. We went for Mank, but I also think some of us voted Tenet. But I didn't write that down, but I just assumed because Tenet was nominated, one of us probably voted for that. But Mank won, so it didn't win Best Picture, but it won production design. What is production design? Who knows?
Good question.
I've looked it up numerous times. I still have no idea. Sound. So I think the 2 choices we went here were Sound of Metal and Soul. I know for a fact I went with Sound of Metal, and guess what won? Sound of Metal. I mean, It's got sound in the name. It had this award in the bag.
Very true.
Yep. Visual effects, I think we all unanimously chose Tenet, and Tenet won, rightfully so.
Good.
It was not this movie was not nominated for as many as awards as it should have been. I think it should have gotten a Best Picture nomination. I don't think it would have won that, but I think it should have been at least nominated. But I'm glad it won visual effects. It definitely deserved it. So, moving on to writing, to the adapted screenplay section, we voted between The Father, Borat 2, and The White Tiger, and The Father won. Father just sweeping a bunch of awards that night.
Funny enough, that's probably like the most depressing movie on this list too.
Yeah. Did you guys watch the Oscars?
No.
No.
I saw the
got
one
a few glimpses of it.
I was actually working during
Social
it,
media.
so
Yeah, same.
I was walking to my kitchen and all I heard is Soul won Best Picture. I was like, whoa, yeah.
Well, best animated feature.
Best animated, yes. Best
That
animated,
should have also been nominated for Best Picture. I'm just saying, but
true.
anyway, here we are with the last section. Not award is what I meant to say. With a writing original screenplay, we voted between Trial of Chicago 7 and Minari, and going out with a bang, neither of those were correct. Promising Young Woman won original screenplay writing award.
interesting.
Good for that movie.
Yeah, good. Cool. With
So,
that, that's
well,
the Oscars.
hold on. What did you guys think of the Oscars this year? We didn't watch any of the movies, and we didn't watch the Oscars. What did you guys think? Out of 10, we're gonna break our rating. Hold on, we're gonna break our rating systems for one time only. Out of 10, What do you guys rate the Oscars 2021?
3.
1 out of 10.
Fat 4.5. Why? I just wanted to say 4.5.
I'm gonna go with 3.
1.
And for everyone watching, that 4.5 is particularly why we chose to do the polarizing best and worst of all time rating for everything else.
Oh yeah, no, that was just a random number I said. It was terrible. Not seeing. It's easy because none of us saw many of them. Like there were 3 movies I think we unanimously saw.
There was Soul, Onward, Tenet, Mulan.
Okay, 4 movies. Yeah, 4 movies. I think all of us saw out of all of the others. So on top of just there wasn't a lot anyway to pick from, and a majority of these movies, like I think they came out of theaters and aren't on like they're not on any streaming platform. The only one I can think of is Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah,
that's the only one I can think of that's on HBO.
That
Nomadland is on Hulu.
Okay, there we
The
go.
5 and The Trial of Chicago 7 is on Netflix.
Honestly, I refuse to watch movies on Hulu. I don't know why. I think it's kind of an inferior place to watch movies.
It really is. There's nothing on there anyway.
Well, Bumblebee's on there, at least last I checked. But again,
Yeah, that's it.
I own Bumblebee, so I'm not going to watch it on Hulu.
There you go. With that, I guess we can now say the Oscars are over with. And on to the more...
Until next time.
True, until next year. Now for more exciting stuff. Mortal Kombat. First of all, the no spoiler.
Yep.
A little bit. Just kind of very general thoughts without spoiling anything.
Yep. So we're not going to go over who wins any fights. We're not going to go over who performs any fatalities or who gets a fatality performed on them. We're going to go over none of that. We're just going to go over things we liked, maybe some very vague things we didn't really like, and we'll give a rating, and then we'll go into our spoiler section where we really get into detail, get right into the gutter.
Alrighty. I guess I'll just quickly start it off. I thought it was compared to. I'm a big fan of the first movie, to be completely honest.
I think we all are.
It's corny. Like
I need to rewatch the first one.
I would recommend it. This movie blows it kind of out of the water.
I agree.
Not saying it's something to write home about, but it was really good, and I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of stuff I really enjoyed, from the characters to the story, everything about it. And they did a phenomenal job reviving this series as a movie. And I'm gonna give it the greatest of all time rating.
Damn, just hopping right into the ratings before we
You said we were gonna rate it. You literally said a second ago, we'll rate it.
Yeah, we're gonna rate it right before we go into spoilers. That's how we do this.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I forgot, so go ahead.
Okay, well, we're not gonna give our ratings right now. We'll save it to the end.
Okay, well, I gave mine, but...
Too late. I'll edit it out. Or maybe I won't. If you're hearing it, then it means I was too lazy to edit it out. And if you aren't hearing it, then you aren't hearing this, and I'm saying this for no reason. The fighting was really good in this. I mean, obviously you go into a movie literally about fighting, like that's it. You expect the baseline to be the fighting was good, and the fighting was really good. I liked some of the characters they used. We aren't going to go over some of them because I think most of them were in the trailers, but I think a few of them weren't. So we'll save characters
until we get into the
spoilers.
Section.
Yeah. We can talk about a few of them. I think the Cole Young character, he is kind of boring.
Agreed.
But I was going to save that, for later.
Like, he's boring. Without going into any spoilers, he's boring, but he's only boring, I think, if you really know a lot about Mortal Kombat as, like, a lore and a franchise, because he's very clearly a stand-in for the audience. He's always asking questions. Oh, what is this? What is this? What am I doing here? What's Mortal Kombat? It's stuff like that. And I'm not saying that even if you go into this movie as a Mortal Kombat novice, you're going to be like, wow, this Cole Young character is great. No, you're probably still going to find him really boring, but
I think
you'll probably resonate with him more.
I think like the part of him just being born is that he's a brand new character.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because everyone besides him, they've been there since the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
They're all OGs.
Yeah, they're established. We all know that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
All right, Casey or Anthony?
I think this was I think the movie was pretty good. It did I had different expectations of it, and wow, I was surprised and I liked it very much. Again, you have certain characters, or really a character that you might not like, might like, and there are certain characters that you will like. That's just to say, that's just my opinion. Of course, you can have your own. You may not like certain characters, but I think as a majority, there are a couple of characters that you will find very interesting and funny.
I very much agree with that statement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And of course, coming into this movie, you expect fighting, and that's what you get. You don't get, no deep dialogue, deep kind of drama. You just get brutal fighting, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, don't please. If you haven't already seen this movie, don't go into it expecting much in the way of plot. The plot is paper thin. It's
very true.
It is.
It is kind of like, coming into Godzilla versus Kong thinking you're gonna see some human drama. No, it's again like you're coming there to see fighting, and the same with Mortal Kombat. You're coming in the movie expecting fighting. No, you don't got no plot. There really isn't no character development.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say
that's
that.
debatable. Yeah, we'll get into it more.
Yeah,
later.
Yeah, but overall, it surprised me, and I'm glad it did, and because I didn't think it was going to do that good, and it did. So that is my side of it. I think it was a great movie. Oh no, it was a good movie. Good.
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
Casey?
Yeah, Anthony pretty much covered it. It was a great movie. I went in with pretty low expectations, so it kind of blew my expectations out of the water. But yeah, the plot was absolute garbage. But let's face it, we're not going to Mortal Kombat for the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's absolute garbage.
Well, we're not saying the plot is bad. We're saying the plot just isn't the most interesting part of the movie, which
correct.
I don't think any of us were expecting it to be. I know I wasn't.
Correct. Yes.
Well, I'll talk about that, or we'll talk about that more when we jump into the spoiler section.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which segueing.
Well,
let's
wait,
do a
hold
rating
on.
real quick.
Hold on. I want to go over a few things. Things that I found interesting.
Okay.
Number one, I just want to point out that the director of this movie, first time directing a major blockbuster movie, I think he knocked it out of the park. This is his first ever major blockbuster movie. Great job. I think in terms of just that factor alone, amazing.
Yeah.
Another fact I like to bring up, thank God this movie had an R rating. Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat Annihilation were both not rated R, and it shows. Bloodless fatalities. Someone dies by getting their neck snapped. Ooh, no, I haven't seen that before. It really kind of was nothing, but in this, they make full use of the R rating. We'll leave it at that. And
the full use of the F word. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely one to not bring small children to.
No.
Or you know what? Bring him.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They're probably playing the game. They're probably playing the game anyway. I know I was. Well,
Very
when I
true.
was younger,
Yeah.
One last thing. On a budget of $55 million, I thought this movie looked pretty good. Currently, its box office, we're recording this about 5 days out from its release, and it's currently sitting at around $51.1 million for its box office, so not doing too great. Of course, remember, for box office, whatever they say their budget was, you typically have to double it for advertising. So right now, they're not looking too good, but it's still really early in its runtime. And as for all these movies that are getting theater and HBO or Disney Plus or whatever releases, it's really hard to judge how it's actually doing in terms of box office.
Yeah.
But the critical reception, at least from fans, seems to be that it's pretty good. It has its flaws, but it's pretty good. The critics, on the other hand, just yeesh. They're kind of tearing this movie apart. But
I haven't looked at them. Are they like saying like? Oh, I'll probably look into it later.
I was gonna say that's what critics do with any movie anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
I think we're all kind of used to it.
Yeah,
they get way too invested into the movie.
I mean, at this point, I don't even trust audience reviews. I just kind of go in with my own. If I trusted audience reviews, there would be so many movies that I don't like or just haven't watched. And so, the only opinion I trust is myself. And also you guys, for the most part. Cervantes, you got some black opinions.
No cap.
Like the song.
Most of the time, the audience reaction is kind of what is expected from the movie, besides a poor critic review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess now we can officially go into our rating. I'm going to give this a best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Yeah, best movie ever.
No comment. We don't have a rating for in between, so I'm gonna sit this one out.
No, you gotta give
No,
a rating.
No.
Best or worst.
No.
You gotta give it.
Casey, it's that's how we do it. Best or worst.
It's one or two options. Everyone knows that in today's age of movies, you either love a movie wholeheartedly and it's the best thing ever, or this movie is literally the worst. It's ruined your childhood. Screw everyone involved. So choose one.
Alright, well then, best of all time. That last one is pretty extreme. I think it was a good movie, but jeez.
Full disclosure, if we say worst movie of all time, that doesn't mean screw everyone involved. I was just using a joke. Seriously, if you bully people from movies because you don't like it, you're a terrible person. Straight up.
Agreed.
Not gonna sugarcoat it. You're a terrible person. Rethink your life.
Wyatt Russell.
Kelly Marie Tran. George Lucas. Ahmed Best. Hayden Christensen. Everyone involved with the prequels. And you know what? They're on the sequels too.
Alrighty.
Anyway, moving on to spoilers. Again, spoilers. We're going to clearly mark this right here. This is spoilers right here, right now. Let's talk about spoilers.
Yeah.
Do we want to go over characters first?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And not to start on the wrong foot, I do kind of want to just start with our main protagonist, Cole Young.
And his inappropriately aged family.
Yes.
Seriously, going into this movie, in the trailers, the line from the girl that gives the line about the birthmark, from the trailers, I thought maybe that was his sister or a friend, and even during the movie, I thought, well, that's probably his sister. They look enough alike. They're pretty close. Yep. And then, boom. Nah, that's his daughter. It's like, what? Yeah. What?
Him and his wife look ridiculously young for how old the girl is.
I would say that Cole and his daughter look closer in age than Cole and his wife do.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. I also found it really weird when he tucked her in and she went to sleep. It was like, oh, she's not 3 or 4 or 5. Like, she looks like she's like 12 or 14 or something.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I understand like what happened was maybe stressful, but
it's kind of weird.
Yeah, his family was kind of weird. But I think Cole as a character definitely has potential.
Yeah, I'm gonna preface this with, just so everybody knows, the character or the actor who played Bihan or Sub-Zero said he was signed up for 5 movies.
And I mean, just based off the fact that, look, this movie's a prequel. There's no Mortal Kombat tournament in this.
Most certainly.
There's a few small fights, one large kerfuffle, and then everyone's like, we're taking the fight to them. And then at the end, it's like, okay, let's get ready for Mortal Kombat. It's like,
yeah, they kept referencing it being in a couple weeks, and then it's like, no, it's happening. Like, the fighting's happening now, but the tournament's not for another couple weeks. And it's like,
yeah. So this movie was a prequel. I did not expect that going in, but I'm not mad about it because we get to see more of this.
Yeah. Cole, though, as the main protagonist, is strange. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the way they took him.
Yeah.
Not to get into the story too much, because I think we're going to talk story and plot after we go over the characters. But just a quick little thing. They kind of flipped Sub-Zero and... Well, they put Sub-Zero in Scorpion's spot and kind of made Scorpion a different... Or gave him a different story.
Yeah, for those of you unfamiliar with the lore in the video games, Scorpion is typically a villainous character, while Sub-Zero is typically a heroic, I'm using that term very loosely here, a heroic character. But aside from that, I would say they got their backstory pretty much right.
Yeah.
Sub-Zero's clan, the Lin Kuei, are responsible for killing Scorpion's clan, the Shirai Ryu, and that's exactly what you get here.
Yeah.
This is, of course, assuming that the Shirai Ryu are like 5 people total.
That is also very true. They got the rivalry right, which I really, really enjoy, and
well, I mean, I think if you're doing a Mortal Kombat, I think that's one of the, aside from the fighting, that's one of the things you got to get, because that's iconic. I mean, look at every single Mortal Kombat game cover. They all either have Scorpion or Sub-Zero or both of them.
True. I'm going to say this a lot. I'm not a fan of the Sub-Zero being... To go in a tiny bit more detail about the lore, there's 3 realms. There's Earth Realm, which is Earth. Outworld, which is kind of like... Think of it as like... just people who want death and destruction, and to enslave everybody. And then you have the Nether Realm, which is hell, essentially, but not at the same time. Scorpion's normally from the Nether Realm, and he assists Outworld, and Sub-Zero is like Andrew said, like, he's not a super, like, he's a good guy, but he's not a good guy. He's Earth Realm, and he allies with Earth Realm to protect it. That's about it. And they kind of put Scorpion in the Nether Realm and just kept him there, and they put Sub-Zero in Outworld, and it changes the way the story goes, and I'm not entirely sure if I enjoy it, but then again, we've got more movies to see how that goes.
And of course, this version, in the games, there are 2 Sub-Zeros. There's Bihan, and then there's his younger brother, some other name, who is also Sub-Zero.
He becomes Sub-Zero when Bihan dies.
Yeah, in MK9 and other games, but I'm referencing MK9 because it's the one I remembered happening in. Scorpion kills Bihan, and then Bihan comes back as Noob Saibot, and after that happens, another Sub-Zero shows up, and they're like, "Who are you?" And they're like, "I'm Sub-Zero as well. I'm just his younger brother, right? It's his brother."
Yes, it's his younger brother. And I'm trying to remember what his name is.
It's not important. It's just Sub-Zero 2.
Yeah, it's Sub-Zero 2. I kind of hope he shows up though.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert! At the end of the movie, all the villainous characters aside from Shang Tsung are killed, but then they're all just kind of grabbed from this really vague black smoke. So it's possible that Bihan is revived as Noob Saibot, which I really hope, because Noob Saibot is like one of my favorite characters from Mortal Kombat.
Agreed.
Well, that means you also have to introduce why am I spacing his name?
Quan Chi.
Quan Chi. You have to introduce Quan Chi and his magic, because he's the reason he becomes Noob.
But I mean, also, Quan Chi's responsible for the killing of Scorpion's clan, so that could very easily be slotted in. I don't see how that is a problem at all.
I'm not saying it is a problem. I'm just saying they have to introduce it to make that. Well, they don't have to, because obviously they changed the way the story goes here.
Yeah,
but
as far as staying true to the lore from the game, they do a pretty good job, but they do take a few liberties, and I think that's for the sake of the audience. Number one, for those who have played the games, so that it keeps things a little bit fresh, and for the general audience, so that they kind of can keep track of things a little bit easier.
By the way, I know we said his name is important, but I remember it's Kuai Liang.
Okay, that sounds really difficult to say, so I'm just gonna call him Sub-Zero.
Okay. To round out Cole, I know we kind of all got our opinions on him, but his powers is the last thing I kind of want to reference to.
I'm gonna say it before Cervantes says it. His power is plot armor. There,
Yeah.
everyone else, literally everyone else on the internet has made that joke, and I knew Cervantes was gonna say it, so I'm just gonna steal his thunder here.
Also, literal armor.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's the joke there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Casey. You've discovered the joke.
Took me forever.
I don't like it. I don't like his power.
Oh, because plot armor and then actual armor is...
Jesus.
Oh! Makes so much sense. Okay. Continue.
I
don't
like his
like
little.
him.
I like his weapons he gets. I
Do
think
you?
Yeah.
I like the weapons he gets. I think the armor is derivative of Black Panther.
A little bit.
Because no, like almost exactly. Because
Yeah.
he gets hit and then it glows and then he gets
Yeah.
to disperse that energy into a vague blast of some sort.
Well, he's
And-
also...
Yeah,
he
but-
used the energy
yeah.
to make the weapons, too.
Right, but he also kept the weapons after that and then still retained energy in his armor. So
Yeah. It's
When
weird.
he uppercutted Goro.
yeah.
I was not a fan of how it formed from the bracelet. If he didn't have that bracelet on, would he still have the armor?
Oh, yeah. That's another weird one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the
That's
I
how it
think
formed.
overall the manifest. Well, no, screw it. We'll talk. The manifestations of the powers are, I would say, inconsistent. Like Jax, oh, that makes sense. He's lifting something, and he had metal arms, but now he has metal arms on roids. Kano,
Yeah, I really.
But-
yeah.
but then you get to like Kano,
That's-
and it's like he
Got angry.
gets a laser eye.
Yeah.
Why?
because he
Well,
was angry for
We'll talk.
Ingrals.
Yeah. Why does he get a laser eye? Doesn't really matter. We'll explain. We'll explain a theory later. Screw it. We'll explain a theory now. Sonya Blade kills him by stabbing him in the eye, and I have the theory that he's going to be revived in
And
the
that's
next
when he gets
movie,
his-
and he's going to be like, dang, I don't have... they get their powers by having this Mortal Kombat mark, and when he died, he lost his mark. So I assume when he gets revived, he's going to be like, dang, I don't have my mark, or a laser eye, or an eye at all, because it got stabbed.
Well, that also
so
raises a question if Outworld's champions have them, because they never showed them. But I'm assuming that's the direction they're taking it.
I mean, it's possible. But anyway, back to the theory. So he gets revived. Now he doesn't have an eye, and he doesn't have a laser eye. So he's like, well, I'm going to get this metal laser eye and put it on my face. Boom. Now I look like my video game counterpart.
Yup.
Ta-da!
He got gnomed.
Yeah,
He took the.
he gets stabbed in the eye by a gnome.
It's
And
funny.
or I shouldn't say by a gnome, with a gnome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more
Well,
accurate.
I think we should just jump into Kano as a character.
Stole the show.
Oh my god, easy.
Yep.
He was so funny.
Easy.
I want to know how many times he cursed.
Probably
throughout the
too
movie.
many.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
it's
honest.
probably
Probably too
closer to
many.
over 100.
As soon as the director told him it was going to be rated R, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to use the F word. That's my like it literally every line is the F word for him.
Yeah.
No,
think they
quite
use it-
literally, yeah.
I think they use it a little bit too much, especially considering in like the games they don't really curse a whole lot.
Yeah.
They certainly aren't dropping F-bombs every other sentence.
I think Kano would be the perfect person to use the F bomb excessively.
Yeah, he's the right
Yeah.
character to do it. He's just
Yeah.
saying it doesn't happen in the game,
Mhm.
which
Right.
is true.
Because I mean, look, the main draw of the game is excessive violence.
Yeah, not.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good representation of the character, though, and I think,
Mhm.
as we were saying, he kind of stole the show. He was a laughing point of the entire movie. Like, he brought comedic justice to every single scene,
It's a real punching
Yeah.
bag.
quite literally.
I'm pretty sure everyone beats him up at some point, except
Yes.
maybe Cole.
Yes? I think
I'm
you're
trying
right.
because
They did spar.
Sonya
but I don't.
Sonya beats him up repeatedly.
Yes.
Liu Kang hits him with a fireball, like literally within the first sentence of him talking. To Liu Kang, not his first dialogue in the movie. Pretty sure Jax beats him up at some point. I've only seen the movie once, so Brandon, you've seen it more than once. So
I've seen it
help me
3
out
times
here.
now. Jax
3
doesn't fight him.
times.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. So Jax
Oh.
doesn't fight him, and neither does Cole Young.
3 times.
I don't-
And then he trained with both Liu Kang and... No, he didn't train with...
He trained, like, yes.
He trained with
basically-
Liu Kang twice.
Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
he did fight Cole Young in the arena a little bit. So,
Yeah, but you were saying he did beat the crap out of Cole, which is the
yeah.
problem there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Kung Lao and Raiden also beat him up too. So
Raiden shocked him and
mhm.
knocked him out, I guess, for a second because he said, "I don't know what anybody said," or "Catch me
Yeah.
up" or something. And then Kung Lao kind of just tormented him, while Liu Kang was the one who actually fought him a little bit.
Yeah, Liu Kang hit Kano with like 3 leg kicks in a row. Leg sweeps. Yeah.
Anyone who's played the game got a kick out of that scene.
Yeah.
Is that the only move you know?
It's just repeatedly kicking him.
Moving on with, I guess we'll talk about all the Earth Realm characters first.
Do you
I
want to
think
start with Sonya?
I was going to say Sonya.
I think if anyone were to have replaced Cole and should have replaced Cole, it should have been Sonya. Because she's as, like, blind to what Mortal Kombat is as Cole is. So, I think it was redundant to have 2 characters as a stand-in for the audience.
Yeah.
So
And one thing that's got me really confused is Sonya's power, because
yeah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier. The inconsistency of the
Yeah.
powers. She just gets like some energy blasts. Where does it come from? Who
right,
knows? In the games, it's from some.
'Cause-
In the games, it's from I think some gauntlets, or because
She
a lot
wears kind of like the 10 rings kind of deal.
yeah, because not a lot of the Earth realm champions don't actually have powers like of the magical variety. I think Johnny Cage and by genetics Cassie Cage are really kind of the only ones. I guess Liu Kang and Kung Lao are also Earth realm as well.
Well, if they're not
So-
Monk and they're not Johnny Cage,
Yeah.
they have something that gives them their powers. Jax being massive robot arms.
Oh, hold on, wait.
something.
What gives Cabal his powers? Because he's got speed,
Cabal gets his powers
like
from Outworld.
but he's in Earth realm.
He was
in
originally
the,
Earthrealm.
in the games. In the games, he's Earth realm.
Yeah, that's where
Oh
he's
my
from,
God.
but he gets his powers by serving Outworld.
Oh,
I don't know what just hit me, but I completely forgot of one of the greatest characters in Mortal Kombat X was the cowboy. I forgot what his
Aaron
name
Black.
was. Aaron Black, yeah. That would have been cool to see him in this movie, but
Well, I
Well,
mean, they've gotten a
we're-
lot more characters now since the
yeah.
Right.
We're
first two
possibly,
movies. So.
We're possibly
So
getting
next
4
movie-
more. So who knows?
Yeah, I want to see Shao Kahn.
and then
I would say
yeah.
we're definitely getting a second one. Depending on how that one does, we'll see.
I'd like to see I think they call them revenants after they die and then they come back from Netherrealm. So we might see Revenant Kung Lao. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I guess it's possible. I could see Shang Tsung tricking Liu Kang in a sequel because he can turn into the people he gets his souls from.
Right.
So, I guess
And
we'll
then
see.
yeah. And then another thing is when they fix Jack's arms, he has like these really thin metal arms and they don't really do anything. And then all of a sudden he just tries to pick up a rock and then his arms just transform into it. Like
Well,
that was really confusing.
how is it confusing? Okay, let's go into
Yes.
Jax's character. So we see it in the trailer, his arms freeze, and then we see what it does. And then we pick up with Sonya seeing him at the temple, and he gets his really scrawny metal arms as prosthetics.
That was shown in the trailer, his scrawny metal arms.
No, they showed
Yeah.
actually his new
No,
arms.
they are. They are. You
Did they
see a
show
shot
both?
of. You see his hands from his
I thought you
first
saw
metal
it.
arms.
Oh, are they?
You don't s-
Okay.
No, you don't. You don't see the actual arms. You see the hands.
I know you see the hand. I just thought it was the new hand.
No, it's the old hand or the first hand.
I guess I'm like confusing it with the game because I remember in the game, like when he like lost his arms and then he got the metal arms, they were just already fully upgraded, like they weren't scrawny.
Well, it's got to do with the whole
Mark.
idea in this movie being the
Yeah,
mark
the
gives
whole
you a
co-
certain
yeah.
power, and he awoke that power because Sonya was under the rock.
Right.
And he
I
was-
think it's called Kama. They called it the Kama
Yeah, Kana or something like that.
or Kama, whatever.
Yeah, and
I-
it was
I think
because
it's-
Sonya
I
was
think it-
trapped.
It's Arcana, but I think they just ended up shortening it at some point to Kana. Of course, as always,
Mm.
spelled with a K.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was purely out of saving Sonya, who's trapped under that rock. That's why you transformed.
I mean, overall, like the full, like his arms, like the end, the fully upgraded piece. I think the design was pretty good.
Oh yeah, those were the CGI
Yeah,
on
pretty
those
cool.
arms were phenomenal.
Yeah, CGI in general was really good.
Yeah. Drax as a character, though, kind of lackluster, but then again, he was out for half of the movie.
Wait, who?
Honestly,
Jax.
I think Jax is a character.
Oh, Jax,
I think
yeah.
Jax is a character in the video games is even a little bit lackluster as a character.
True. Yeah. I mean, when you talk about the Special Forces characters, it's Johnny Cage, Jax, and Sonya, and then now the two daughters.
Cassie and Jackie.
Yeah.
Cage
Johnny-
and Briggs, respectively.
Yeah. Johnny Cage and Sonya were always the two main ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Jax was always there, but he was always kind of a background character anyway. Even though he's pretty cool when it comes to fighting.
Mhm.
Which is, I think, what they did. They made him... He got his own fatality
Right.
in the movie. One of his classic ones, just the head bash, where he crushes the head in between both of his fists.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping for a stage fatality in that fight
Oh, yeah, same.
because they're on that bridge where at the very bottom is a bunch of spikes. So
Mhm.
I was like, all right,
Oh,
stage
yeah.
fatality time. Let's go.
Yeah.
I didn't
I'm
get
okay with it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had 3 fatalities, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, there is Kung Lao's objectively the best one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Straight
No
up.
question.
There is no question about it.
I think that's.
I was going to go
Yeah,
into
he has-
Liu Kang
yeah.
and then Kung Lao after this, so we'll talk about that in a second. And then Scorpion had his classic.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
that's.
Yeah,
His classic
breathed
one, he
fire.
rips off his head.
He takes his mask
Oh, you mean
off, and then
you mean the classic from the very first one? Okay, then yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about, like, because Jax's was also his classic when he was
Yeah.
first debuted. I
And
think in 3.
Kano gets his classic ripping out the heart.
Oh, yeah, there's 4.
That was pretty cool.
There's 4 fatalities. Okay.
And Cole gets his classic fatality, stabbing Goro through the mouth.
Yeah, I remember that. When he first debuted in Mortal Kombat 2021.
Mhm, Yep,
Good times.
good times, fond memories.
Okay, so the next character I guess we could talk about is Liu Kang.
Great character.
Yeah.
See, I thought he was going to look much older. Like, that was just my general impression on Liu Kang and Kung Lao. I thought they would just be older because they just. Even Jax and Sonya, they look older than them. And somehow.
I was going to say, he looks very young and he looks very small.
He does.
No offense
Yeah.
to the actor or anything. Like, he looks small.
Yeah. And I could say he looks younger than Cole.
I kind
I
of
think-
feel like his voice acting was a little off.
Yeah.
Just the writing, not his acting, I should say. The writing is a little weird.
I
was just hoping that both Kung Lao and Liu Kang would have matched the age in this movie like they did in Mortal Kombat 10 or X. Yeah.
They were dead in X.
No.
Yeah, they were. They both died in 9.
Yeah, but they came back as revenants.
Yeah.
Well,
I.e.
I
they're
mean, they're
dead.
not matching the age. And this is the 9th tournament, so this is kind of way after that.
Mm-hmm.
The events of X and 9.
Well, I mean, way after this game is the movie is making its own lore. Basically, I think the number of tournaments doesn't exactly matter.
Yeah.
In this case,
And I see one thing, or I think you guys saw too, is that when Kano, I mean, I don't mean to backtrack, but the amulet that Kano was about to steal.
yeah,
I mean,
Shinnok's amulet.
Shinnok, yeah. So we might see that in the next
Well,
one.
speaking of, let's just go into some Easter eggs. We saw Katana's fans,
Yep.
a drawing of Nightwolf,
Yep.
and a statue of Kotal Khan, or like a head bust of Kotal Khan.
Yeah. And then we
Or-
have the statue of Shao
I guess
Kahn.
at this point it's just Kotal, not
Yeah.
Kotal Khan.
Wasn't there also one of the paintings? I'm trying to remember.
One of the paintings I think was Baraka, or at least
Yes,
a
that's what it
Tarkatan.
was. It was a Tarkatan stabbing somebody. As they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think because they definitely left it for another movie. I think this next movie is going to be bringing a lot of the more classic characters, or at least a lot more characters into it, which I'm going to be excited for. But moving on after Liu Kang, Kung Lao.
Best character in the movie.
Well,
one of the best.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. He had the best fatality, as we said already.
I can't believe they actually did his teleport.
Oh yeah, he's also got probably the best entrance in the movie.
Yeah, by teleporting.
Yeah,
he's just a really fucking whoops. He's just a really cool dude.
Yeah, I think he's a very interesting character. I personally don't like him when it comes to how he plays in the games. That's just me.
I really like his play style.
There you go. Though in the movie he was a very great character, he definitely seemed knowledgeable in the movie. His writing was very good. And I think they did an excellent job pulling him off with the teleport, with the fatality, with him, his fight style, everything about him. I think they did a phenomenal job.
I really liked his rapport with Liu Kang. I like that they basically goaded Kano into revealing his power.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah.
That scene is very good. I think if you haven't gotten this yet, we recommend you go watch it, at least on HBO. Like,
I consider that like one of the best scenes in that movie.
I will say, you're not going to miss much by not seeing it in the theaters. If you have to watch it on HBO, you're not missing much. The theater experience was fun. Wait, hold on. I want to amend that statement. Dear people sitting about 4 or 5 seats down to our left, if you're going to be on your phone the entire time, watch it at home on HBO Max. You're being a dick.
Yeah.
Wait, for real? There was people. Seriously. Wait, there was people left to you guys on their phones.
Yeah, I was on the very left.
The whole
and
time.
Andrew was next to me. Yeah, this lady was on her phone the entire time, and it was terrible because she was like.
Well, I didn't see that because I was on the.
And of course, you know, if you're gonna be a dick and be on your phone the whole time, the very least you can do is turn your brightness down. But nah, that was
on, like,
that was at
Facebook or
least
something.
That was at least if at least have it the brightness be on its lowest setting and be in an app that has dark mode.
She was literally on an app that had a white background, and her brightness was pretty far up. Like, literally the entire time, I just saw this white light in the corner of my eye, and it was making me so angry.
I didn't see that. Wow.
Last but not least, though...
Wait. To talk about a good thing of the audience. And we had a debate about whether this was the audience or this was Kano. At one point, one of the Outworld champions says to Sonya, "Where is your mark?" And someone's like, "She doesn't have one." And then we just hear wah wah,
and it sounded just like Kano.
It sounded like Kano. So after the movie ended, we spent a good 10 to 15 minutes arguing and then pulling it up on HBO and finding the scene to confirm that it was just an audience member.
Well, I knew that because it was like right above me.
No, you didn't know that.
No, I did. I said it the first time.
Alrighty, well, I think the last Earthrealm killer, the
that's
English character,
also probably why they like the move. Like, I mean, even though it was, it was a pretty good like movie experience. Like, that's probably another why you can see it in the theaters to experience that. But every movie theater experience is different.
Yeah, the sound from the sound system was really good. One of the first scenes in the movie is a crying baby, and I thought there was an actual baby in the theater. I got really mad for a second. I was like, seriously? Seriously? You brought a child to this movie? Yeah. A baby child.
I thought it was like all the way down below us. I'm like, bruh.
Got really mad. I got unreasonably mad for a second. I'm like, son of really? You brought a child.
When Goro was introduced, the whole theater shook every time he took a step.
Oh, that was great. Okay, remember how I said you guys won't miss anything by seeing it on HBO Max? Yeah, that was a straight lie.
I dumped the capper.
Okay, last Earthrealm character that I can think of is Raiden.
Is Raiden Earth? Raiden's a protector of Earthrealm, but
yeah, he's a protector of
Earthrealm.
Earthrealm. Yeah, he's technically not. But when you consider who's on which side, I think we should say.
Okay, so we're talking
Raiden.
about sides here.
And then we're
Well, I think you can really just, even though he's not, you can throw him in there anyway.
I think Raiden as a concept was cool, but he didn't do anything in the movie.
His character design sucked.
Yeah.
I thought it
Also,
was
too,
fine.
about
The
one more
eyes?
person.
His eyes always glow.
Yeah, but they did a terrible job of doing it.
I agree.
I don't want to see his pupils. I just wanted to see a bright blue, whitish light. Just like
Yeah, I
every
thought
other
that was
Raiden.
It looked more cloudy than like blue.
Yeah.
Other than
And he
that,
didn't.
I think he had a pretty cool costume.
And he was clean shaven, which kind of looked weird.
He's clean shaven in the games.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought it was weird.
Nope.
I think in some
Congratulations.
iterations he has
Congratulations,
a goatee,
you've
but
just discovered the Mandela effect.
I think there's skins that give him goatees and stuff, but his normal character
Yeah.
is clean shaven.
And then
I want to see him fight.
Shang Tsung.
Yes,
yeah.
please.
And then one other Outworld character that had the least amount of time in the movie, Naitara, the girl with the wings that got fatalityed by Kung Lao, with a total of probably
Yeah, no.
10
She was put in that movie for that fatality.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
easy.
If this
I've never heard of her before.
if this movie was Suicide Squad, she was Slipknot. You're in there for one purpose: to die, so that we can get a fatality and to get a flawless victory.
That was amazing.
Dude,
Yeah.
they pulled so many elements. I mean, they did this in the first Annihilation movie. They pulled so many elements from the games, being the fatality, being some of the famous voice lines, being some of the moves.
Wait, hold on. I want to make it very clear. So, Mortal Kombat Annihilation is the first Mortal Kombat movie?
No.
It's the second one.
That's the second one, and
Okay.
it's terrible.
You're not missing anything
Okay.
by not watching it.
Yeah.
So, the first one is just Mortal Kombat.
the first one's
Mhm.
just Mortal Kombat, and I actually really enjoy that movie.
Is that on HBO?
No.
No. I think the last time I watched it was on Netflix or something. But I have no idea where you can watch it now.
I don't think it's on Netflix anymore.
Yeah.
What'd you guys
moving on.
think? What'd you guys think of the reptile design? Of course, this isn't like the reptile. This is just a member of his species.
Yeah.
Right.
It was
Personal.
I think
odd.
the reptile is the more domesticated species, and then you got like your other
Yeah, kind of. Personally, I think the design was all right. I really liked that when he was invisible and then stabbed, you could see his nervous system.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Every single hit showed his nervous system.
Hmm.
and he was like, you know, he didn't go down easy too. Like he had some fight.
I think his design was a little bit off. That doesn't
think it
mean that
looked-
it can't be different for if
Yeah.
they introduce Reptile as a character.
And I
'Cause
think-
he has his human form as well.
Yeah, I think the difference between the reptile that we saw and the actual reptile is that first, yeah, the reptile from the games has a human form, but also he's a ninja. He's one of the ninjas, so
Yeah.
he actually has more training. Because this one, there wasn't exactly
It
like
speaks English.
there wasn't exactly coordination to this reptile's attacks. It was very rambunctious and kind of
Like an
all
animal.
over the place. Yes,
Using
like an
stealth
animal.
and
Yeah.
hunting his
And,
prey.
and reptile speaks English.
Yes, that is one he can
Mhm.
speak.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good segue because Reptile was going to be the first person I talked about. After that, I want to say, do we want to just jump into Sub-Zero, who's like the villain of the game or the movie?
my second favorite character.
I think that we have a lot to say about Sub-Zero. I think let's talk about some
Same
of the other
for-
characters.
Okay.
Do you want to talk Melina or Cabal?
I think Melina first.
Did we just go? We went over Cabal, right?
We said
talked-
very little.
Yeah,
Very little.
Oh,
but Melina, I think the actress did a good job. I think the design was not
It's-
great.
Hard to. I think it would be. It's hard to justify.
it was weird. Yeah, it was weird later on. Like her mouth just started to open more and more,
Well,
and
that's
that's where her.
how the character is.
Yeah, her mouth was like sewed shut. And it just
Yeah, no,
ripped
yeah,
open.
but it didn't look. It looked weird though. Like it was like horrible makeup. Like
I think
Yeah.
I think she should have looked like that the entire movie because that's what the character is, and she hides it with
Yeah.
a mask.
Mhm.
I think that's what should have
Yeah,
happened.
that's what I would've
think
liked
that
to
would have
see.
been a really cool reveal for
Yeah.
non-lore audience. She has the mask on. She looks like a completely normal human, and then she has whoever the heck she had pinned on the ground. Maybe it was Cole. Maybe it was Sonya. And she just takes off her mask, and you just see this freaking mess of razor sharp teeth. And
That
it's like,
also kinda
yo,
means-
what is this?
yeah.
If they saved it for a reveal, they didn't need to do the whole splitting of the cheeks or ripping open stitches or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see. Which is where I think the weird makeup came from. And the weird CGI. Like, if it was just under there the entire time,
It just looked.
would
It just
probably
looked
would've
like she.
better.
Yeah. It looked like she just got punched in the face. Like there was this massive bruising.
Oh, yeah, the sides of her cheeks were just
Yeah.
black.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
charred.
I'm like, what
It
is
was like
this?
charred.
Yeah.
I
Like yeah. You don't see like stitching. Yeah. I just saw was just bruising. So-
hope that when they introduce like Kitana and Jade and maybe like Scarlet or whatever, they lean into their color scheme. Because like Melina, she's wearing purple, but it is a very, very faded purple. It's almost black, basically.
Yeah.
I want them to full send it. Give us the neon purple, the neon blue, the neon green, the neon
neon red.
red. You know,
Yeah.
just give it to
Wait,
us.
I thought Melena was like magenta. Or
What's the difference?
That's closer. Yeah.
oh well.
Other than that, I think her character is pretty okay. We don't see too much of her. She's a decent fighter. She gave Cole a run for his money. And
She
and-
died pretty quickly.
Yeah, all these characters die.
She died.
yeah, and then
Pretty
she died.
Who killed
Except for
Melina?
Sonya.
Or
Sonya.
She jumps.
Yeah.
Raiden teleports
yeah,
her
like-
out of nowhere. to
Oh
help
yeah,
out,
that's
and then
that's right because that's a fatality from the game.
yeah,
That's 5
that's
fatalities.
5. There's 5.
Um, I thought Cole killed her because Cole was fighting her, and Sonya kills Kano,
And
and then Melina right
yeah,
after.
I think it's
Like,
a terrible way to reveal her power. And I think it was
I thought it was neat.
Yeah, but it's not like she comes and
It was-
fights her. It's like she jumps in the air, and then all of a sudden she comes out of nowhere because Raiden teleports her.
And I
she's
think
just,
that's
"Pew!"
her only move. Yeah, that's her only move that we like. The only power move that we see, and then that's it. I think, right?
That's the only time we see her
Yeah.
do anything.
Her use her any energy blast, and
And
then
it
that's
wasn't like she even had to try. Like it was kind of just like, hey, guess what? The power I got just instantly destroys people.
Mm.
Like it went straight through her stomach. You saw her spine,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Yeah,
Well,
just
I think-
immediately knew how to use it.
That too.
Well, you can explain the fact that she can use it right off the bat simply because like she's like the one person out of everyone that like really freaking wanted a mark.
True.
Clearly, it's very clear that she's like been seeking a mark for a very long time.
Yeah, she's kind of like the only person there who's deserving of one.
Yeah. But in terms of the fact that her energy blast insta-killed Melina, I would say that first, Melina was in a weakened state like
True.
at the time of the blast, and also it doesn't matter because Melina, all these characters die, but they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
Death in the Mortal Kombat universe is really, it's like Uncle Ben but in reverse. Everyone dies, but they're gonna come back.
Yeah. Next, let's talk Cabal. I loved his costume.
Another one of my favorite characters from the games. I loved his voice. I tried to
everything.
I looked up who voiced him. I don't know his name, but I was like, dang, this sounds so familiar. Didn't. He was in like Breaking Bad, I think, and that was it. And I couldn't even remember the character that he played. So I was like, okay, dope.
Interesting.
Dope voice.
I think they did a really good job with him.
Mm-hmm.
The effects on because his whole thing is going really fast.
Yep.
I mean, my man is the Sonic of Mortal Kombat, but with what are the name of those swords? I can't remember.
I just call them crowbars. Also,
shoot, I knew this.
Sonic.
Too.
Really, Sonic?
I did just pull a Sonic of the Mortal Kombat universe.
There's like I can name like 3 other speedsters off the top of my head, and you go with Sonic.
Yes, I did.
Okay. You know, NetherRealm did the Injustice games as well, right? You could have said the Flash.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You went with Sonic.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
I mean, all around, like, he didn't get much screen time. He held Liu Kang, or kept him tied up for a little while during the big fight.
Bro, Liu Kang did him dirty. This dude's already burned like 90% of his body, and he just freaking burned the last 10%.
Burned again.
Throw you in oil, burn you to death. Like,
bro, but the dragon though, ooh,
that was really good.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Is that another fatality?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Didn't he say after the dragon came down, he said fatality?
No. Wait. At some point, someone says fatality. I thought it was Kung Lao, but no, he said flawless victory. No, it is during the Kung Lao because Shang Tsung is there and he sees that and he's like, fatality.
Was that before or after he said flawless victory?
After.
Are you sure?
Kung Lao says flawless victory.
I'm pretty
goes
sure
to
he
Shang
does.
Tsung. He's looking very disappointed, and he goes flawless, or he goes fatality.
No, that
When
doesn't
Liu Kang does
I
that?
could have swore it was
I don't
Liu
remember
Kang.
that.
Okay, it doesn't.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Liu Kang,
matter.
yeah.
Someone at some point says fatality. Let's not get hung up on who says it or when it says it.
Yeah. Let's just jump straight to the next character. It was the guy with the hammer. I always forget his name.
General something, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know who he is.
He was a really weird character. He was like he was screaming the entire time without screaming.
Yeah.
I didn't like his character at all.
I don't think he said a single line of dialogue.
No.
No, he just grunting and screaming.
So then I think we've got 3 more. I mean, we've got the best death being.
I'd like to go
Tara?
over Scorpion's. Yeah, I'd like to go over Scorpion's famous line that was botched.
We'll get
I was
going
to save him
get to it.
for separately.
We'll get to that then.
I mean, literally, she only existed for the fatality, as we said before, and it was the best fatality, and I'm so happy they did that.
Yeah.
There's nothing really much to say else. I guess, like, her wings and stuff are pretty cool. Like, she had a pretty good character design.
She's just there to die.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's all her purpose was.
I mean,
I think Shang
and really,
Tsung
that's-
is smaller of a character in this than Sub-Zero was.
and I gotta say that, like, out of Kung Lao's like other fatalities, that one is his best one.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Shang Tsung, I really liked his character design. They did a really good job with his, I guess, 7 fatalities because his soul suck.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? I
Almost
didn't hear
every
you.
death was a fatality. I can't think of one that wasn't now that I think about it.
Goro.
I don't think Kano's
Goro
death
was
was a
technically-
fatality.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she
Goro,
didn't have the ability
Goro
to.
wasn't a recognizable fatality.
Yeah, because it's a new character.
He's a new character. With his guts spilled out, stabbed in the mouth.
Yeah, it's the recipe for a fatality. It's just not one we've seen before. Shang Tsung was quite the villain, but not the villain that Bihan was, or Sub-Zero.
He was underused, but I think he'll be a greater threat in sequels.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be bigger, badder, using his powers more. I definitely think they made him seem super powerful, like how Kung Lao, he threw his hat at him, and he just real quick little dodge, but it seemed like it was nothing. Like he knew he was going to do that kind of deal, and he Kung Lao couldn't even put up a fight with him. So
yeah,
I think they did a good job.
I was
confused.
His
character,
yeah. I was
underused.
I was really confused of why Liu Kang just didn't step in. He walked in there, and I think he had plenty of time to save him. Throw a fireball at Shang Tsung and interrupt the soul sucking sequence. But I guess not. He was like, "Oh no, what do I do? I'll just watch it happen."
I guess what plot. I think we could all agree the main villain, I would say, of this movie is Sub-Zero.
Yeah. My second character in the movie.
They did a phenomenal job with the ice. Yeah. They did a phenomenal job with his costume. Yes. They did such a good job with his story because it's all new. I know I was just saying I don't like the story. I think it's when you look at it like that, it's a new story. It's amazing.
Yeah, when it comes to the rivalry between Sub-Zero, Cole Young and Scorpion, then it's pretty cool. The final battle.
Yeah, I'd say my only complaint about Sub-Zero, he's a little OP.
Oh.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if I'm just thinking about it too much, but it took... Scorpion was getting kind of his butt kicked at the end. And then him and Cole had to fight Sub-Zero, and that's when Sub-Zero was losing.
Well, I think in the movie you had to have at least one character that was super OP, because all the other characters, they go down really easy and whatnot. I think Goro's the one that goes down the hardest, at least on a 1-to-1 battle, aside from Sub-Zero. So you needed to have one character that stood out above all the rest and actually gave the main characters a run for their money. Yeah.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was going to talk about the line.
Oh, okay. I was going to say...
Oh, yeah. God, that was so bad.
When you put it like that, it makes a lot more sense, and I kind of enjoy it a lot more now. Just other than that, also the blood knife.
Awesome.
That was so good.
Sick.
Awesome.
Like I just said,
the noise from it.
Oh yeah, God. It was like a it just, oh my God. They just did a really good job with him. And yeah, I hope just like Andrew was saying, that they go down the whole noob Cybot road and shadow clans and stuff like that. And expand into the other clans, too. That would be really cool to see Smoke and Reptile, and I know there's a few others, but I don't know them off the top of my head.
The Cyber Lin Kuei.
That, too, Cyber Lin Kuei.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think, other than that, there's Scorpion, which I think we were just going to get into.
Let's talk about the line. Okay, so for those...
Wait,
hold on. For those of you who...
Before we get into the line.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Before we get into the line, I want to get into another very cool part of the movie is when Sub-Zero gets rope darted by Scorpion, and then the original Mortal Kombat theme plays.
Well, it's not the original.
Yeah, it's not the original, but it's much closer.
Again,
not like the credits.
You know what would have been a good segue into that? The line that literally follows that exact scene.
Yeah.
So
you kind of you did it. Backwards.
Yeah, you really So for those of you who don't know, in the trailer we hear Scorpion say his iconic line, "Get over here." unfortunately, it sounded really muffled and mumbled and didn't really sound good. I don't know if this was a problem with the actors saying it through the mask, or if they just got a different actor to say it, or if whatever happened. It just didn't sound good in the trailer. Luckily, either they heard the complaints or they listened to it and thought, that doesn't really sound good, we can do better. It went through and they re-ADR'd the line, and it just sounds amazing in the movie. I got chills.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The line sounds amazing in the movie.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Cervantes, you're outnumbered 3-1 here.
So in the trailer, it's like, in the trailer, listen to this, it's like it's terrible.
It still, I mean, it didn't sound that bad, but it still...
No, it sounded awful in the trailer.
It sounded awful in the trailer, and in the movie, it's the straight up, get over here! Like,
it exactly... It is not like...
Bro, it is... Bro, that...
No, it is not. Look, it is not exactly like the arcade version. No, it's not.
I'm not going to look it up, or maybe I will just to prove a point, but honestly, it would not surprise me if they got Ed Boon in there to record the line.
That is not what happened at all.
I think it
sounds so much better in the movie. Infinitely better. It sounds amazing in the movie.
I see how you can think it sounds bad because it's not the original and you're comparing it to the original. But it
I kind of wish it was the original. Like, why not get that audio clip? That would have been cool just that one time.
That would have sounded weird. It would have sounded out of place.
It sounds like the actor did a much better job saying, get over here.
It still sounded muffled to me.
Well, they still made it sound like it was coming out of his mask. It just didn't sound like he had a roll of paper in his mouth. Like,
right, but it still sounded muffled. It didn't sound amazing.
Yeah, there's no getting around that. He had a mask on.
It didn't sound muffled at all to me. It was clear. I knew exactly what it was saying. When I heard in the trailer, I was like, "Oh, that's I know he's saying get over here," but doesn't exactly sound like it. But in the movie, when I heard that, I'm like, ooh, chills.
That did not give me chills.
Well, regardless, I still think we should move on if we want to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we're running out of time here. So,
quick synopsis of the story: it's fighting, more fighting, really good fighting, lots of good fatalities, lots of really good lines, especially from Kano. Not the tournament. Kind of like a prequel to the tournament, and I'm excited to see what's going forward. At the end, they teased Johnny Cage, so that's why he wasn't in the movie or the trailers. I don't think there's much more to say.
Yeah, no.
All I have to say is I'm going to fight you, Cervantes, because Scorpion's my favorite character, and that was a really good get over here.
What?
Let us know if you want that to be streamed on WorldStar after the podcast.
Oh, yeah. We'll stream that on WorldStar. His get over here was pretty good. Coming from a Scorpion main fan.
I could literally rewatch it right now.
Well, I don't want you to play audio through the...
Yeah, no. Hey, we're not trying to get copyrighted here. You play it, I'm cutting it out.
Alright, let's just move on to Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay. Let's just steamroll through this. I'll just give a general synopsis, and then we'll go into our rating, and then we'll get into spoilers, because we're pushing our time here. I think we spent maybe a little bit too much time on Mortal Kombat. So, general synopsis. Sam, he gave up the title of Captain America, and they gave it to John Walker. This is in the trailers in the first episode. This is not spoiler stuff. But we also already talked about this a while back. Anyway. Then hijinks ensue. They have to go all around the world. They're trying to stop a pseudo-terrorist organization called the Flag Smashers. And while also trying to get Cap's shield back, basically. And... that
left us with an amazing show.
Yeah, it was really, really, really good. Best show ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, one of the greatest shows ever.
Yep, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cool.
Spoiler section, giving you guys a couple seconds to hop out of here if you haven't finished it. We're going to be going over a lot of really important plot points that pertain to not only the show, but the future of the Marvel Universe. So if you have not seen it, we highly recommend going and watching it. So you've been warned. Oh my god.
Alright, I think they've been given enough time.
That ending.
Let's take this episode by episode. So we already did stuff on episode 1, so if you missed it, go back through. I believe that's going to be like episode 2 or 3 from us. So
I think it's the second episode of the podcast.
Yeah. So we're going to kind of skip over the first episode. So if you missed it, go back and listen to that. Let's move on to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Let's try to do this in a little bit of order, but we're going to kind of hit highlights. So, second episode, we get...
I mean, it's the first little interaction we get of the new Captain America, being John Walker, and our two protagonists, being Falcon and Winter Soldier, or
they
Bucky
have
and Sam.
Yeah, they have their first real encounter with the Flag Smashers.
That as well, the whole vaccine truck fight.
Yeah, turns out that, hey-oh, we got some more super soldiers up in here.
8, to be specific.
Not much happens. This episode, we do kind of start to... We see... Because John Walker is introduced to us fully in this episode. We get he's out on like a football field, and we get a nice marching band version of the Star Spangled Man. And then, he's all really nice and whatnot. But at the end of the episode, we kind of see his darker side where he's talking to Sam and Bucky, and he's like, hey, if you get in my way, I'm gonna... You're gonna pay for it.
We kind of see the I don't want to say distaste, because I don't think that's the right word, but the
distrust
between the two groups. Yeah, that's the right word, because I mean they have their short little talk in the Jeep or whatever it was, and Bucky, oh my god,
he
does a stare.
I really like how like Bucky was barely keeping together when John was calling himself Captain America, but then Lamar's like, I'm Battlestar, and he's like, nope, I'm done. Stop the truck.
He literally just said stop the truck and hopped out and started walking.
I think he said, yeah, okay, stop the truck.
Yeah, that was a great moment.
Yeah.
We watched that episode 5 weeks ago, so our knowledge on it's a little lackluster, if you couldn't tell.
The episode did end with a Zemo tease.
Yes, which leads us perfect segue into episode 3.
We get the classic heist movie thing where I'm going to explain how we did a heist, but it turns out, we already did the heist.
Yeah. Woo. Pretty amazing, actually, how that all went down.
And I'm kind of glad that they kind of... Obviously, they did. If this had a WandaVision runtime, we would get an entire episode dedicated to breaking Zemo out. But I'm glad they just kind of did Bucky was freaking playing 4D chess. He's already broken out of prison. Here he is.
Yeah.
Let's go to...
Was that the same episode where they went to...
Madripoor?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Sharon Carter was brought in.
Yeah.
I really liked... because they're at the bar and they kind of get discovered a little bit, and you see that...
Oh yeah, they were disguised, by the way.
you see that because Bucky was disguised as the Winter Soldier. He's in his old, brainwashed state. I really enjoyed that if he wanted to, he could go full Winter Soldier. It isn't like he was only able to do stuff because he was brainwashed. No, he has these skills. If he wanted to freaking murder you, on the spot, he totally could.
Well, and we see some of that in the fighting.
We'll
get into that later.
That's the point.
I'm talking more about, the people who he won't kill with a single punch, but...
I guess.
I think that episode is pretty good.
With Sharon Carter, I don't know if it was just me, but something felt off. My suspicions were confirmed in the finale, the end credit scene, but I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Oh yeah, she was weird throughout the entire movie the
Did
entire
not- yeah.
series.
It basically is a movie.
Yeah, I mean, people did it with WandaVision.
Like, I'm
you
just-
do it with this. You put them
yeah,
together, you
I'm-
get a movie.
Well, to see her being the power broker, I don't know.
Oh
just seems a lot
god,
of...
you just jumped way too far.
Oh, I did.
Look, it
We're in
doesn't
the
matter.
Well, I mean, we were
those-
just talking about her,
those
so
theories started the second she showed up on scene. Probably even before, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, Casey brought her up, and he said confirmed his suspicions. Like, well, I'm just
Yeah, it doesn't. We're in the spoiler section.
yeah, we're
It
in
doesn't
the
matter.
spoiler. Okay.
we are, yeah.
Yeah, I think we all kind of knew that's where it was going, and obviously it was pretty easy to tell that's where it was going, and that's when
I know, like the part where like at the finale where Sharon was
Hold on. Let's not talk about the finale. We can talk about that she's a power broker, but let's not skip to the finale. We're still episode 3.
oh, okay.
One of the few things I want to mention really quick is we do learn that 8 of them took the serum, but there was 12 more.
Yeah,
That
there
were
was a few
saving.
more.
Um,
But we don't learn that there's more until till the next episode.
did we not? I thought he said he made
Episode
20.
4. Oh yeah, I guess yeah. He made 20 or whatever.
Yeah,
there's
the
still a bunch
scientist
left.
guy that I don't remember his name of.
Yeah.
He said he made
But-
a number of them. We didn't know what happened to the other 12, but
I'm gonna just say this: you skipped a little bit ahead in the episode, and you skipped over objectively the best part of the entire episode. Dancing Zemo.
true. Yeah,
Like,
I did skip
Mhm.
over that.
and the fact that Marvel knew the fans wanted to see more Dancing Zemo, that they gave it to us. They gave us the full scene of that, and then they looped it for an hour.
Yep.
Good job, Marvel.
They yeah, perfect. That's all I wanted out of this show.
I really enjoyed in this episode that we see, because in Civil War we see Zemo the tactician, Zemo the special forces kind of. Well, we don't even see that. We see Zemo the tactician in Civil War, but now in this we see Baron Zemo. We see, hey, I'm actually ridiculously rich.
Yeah,
Look at all these cool cars, and look at this dope purple mask that I'm going to wear one time.
yeah, that was a little upsetting.
And then we also see Zemo, the special forces operative, just very easily taking out multiple people like it's literally nothing. I thought that was really cool. I was interested to see Sharon do almost exactly the same thing. But I think I first realized that she kind of was a little bit different when she just straight up executed a guy in that fight in the dockyard. She just shot someone point
Oh,
blank.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Came
no
around that
hesitation.
corner.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Hey,
It was a
something's
little,
not
it was
right.
like it was a little bit unhinged because she doesn't usually, in the other movies she doesn't kill people, right? Like that's not like a
She
her
killed
code.
people, never execution style. That's
Yeah,
how she killed Captain America in the comics.
Well,
Yeah,
she was
it was
brainwashed. She was
brutal.
brainwashed during that. But
What the kill we're talking about?
Yeah,
is
she still did it
brutal.
though.
It was just like
I know, but it's a kill nonetheless. Though I'm not saying
well,
Yeah,
look,
she's
the Marvel
execution style,
Marvel heroes aren't opposed to killing. That's more of a DC thing. It's
I'm saying no, like a human though. I'm like they can kill like aliens, but like
no. The
Sharon,
Marvel heroes kill humans all the time, literally all the time. Captain America killed Nazis in World War II. Iron Man killed literally hundreds of terrorists. Yeah, freaking Thor.
I mean, just
was
think
killing-
about the beginning of Civil War. That whole
Mhm.
fight scene, like Captain America's just breaking necks and backs like the entire time.
Literally in the first episode of this series, Falcon
Okay.
is killing people left and right. He threw a dude into the side of a canyon rock and let him plummet to the ground to
oh
his
right.
death. The Marvel heroes are not opposed to killing in the slightest.
Yeah, It was just, this one is like no hesitation, point blank, shot your brains out.
She had him on the ground. He was down for the count, and she just bang, dead.
Yeah.
Just no question.
Well, then you see that as like a suspicion rising for me. Then
I guess, I don't know. Well, going on, we get the whole scene with the scientist.
Mm-hmm.
I already said what happens until Zemo
shoots him right in the face.
And then he books.
That I wasn't expecting. That I was not.
Honestly, I was kind of. He says that he. I don't know if he says it in this episode, but he says in the trailer that he's not going to leave his work unfinished, and he fully wants to get rid of super soldiers. He's done with these people. So
yeah.
If there's a guy out there who can recreate a version of the super soldier serum, he's going to shoot them, and he did, right in the face.
Yep.
That's he kind of books it, but we learn what his intentions were there.
Mm-hmm.
Puts on the mask. Kind of goes to town.
Yeah.
John Walker gets the serum.
No, that's next episode.
Yeah, that is the next episode.
Oh wait, aren't we? Wait, what episode are we on?
3 still.
3.
The end of 3, but
let's just go into 4.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's a big fight. They escape.
Wait, hold on. End of episode 3, they are in. Hold on. Is Latvia the real one, or is Latveria the real one? They're in Latvia. Latveria is Doctor Doom's place, which does not exist in the MCU yet. They're in Latvia, and they're headed to their safe house, whatever. And Bucky's like, "I'm gonna go take a walk real quick," and then, boom, Ayo.
Oh yeah.
Get member of the Dora Milaje.
Yep.
Yeah, it follows the Komoyu beats.
Mm-hmm.
They're there for Zemo, and that's where it ends.
Yeah. Episode 4, we get Sam, Zemo, and Bucky doing a little snooping about, trying to find out where Carly Morgenthau is. And Zemo bribes children with candy. Out of context, that sounds bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? With context, that also just doesn't sound very great.
Worked on their favor, though.
Yeah, he gives a child a Turkish delight, and this child leads him to where Morgenthau is. And Sam, being the person who... Oh, on the way there, John Walker's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" We're like...
Oh, yeah, they catch up with him, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, we're just gonna ruin everything."
So... Friggin' Walker's wants to go in guns blazing, and Sam, being the person who very clearly should have been Captain America from the start, is like, "Hey, maybe I go in and just try to talk to her." And that's exactly what he does. He actually kind of gets on her good side a little bit. And then, of course, John Walker, being irritable and impatient, runs in going, "Morgenthau!
You're under arrest." I think also... Oh, wait, no. Never mind. I forget I was about to say anything. Right before all of this, we learned that she does have this super soldier serum. And it's like in a fanny...
Yeah.
Well, it's like they show it in a fanny pack.
You mean the vials.
Yeah, the vials of it in a fanny pack she's wearing or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to throw that out there because this next fight... or the fight that ensues, him jumping in there... leads up to Carly fighting
Zemo.
Is it Zemo? Yeah.
Yeah, Carly runs into Zemo. He, I think, hits her with the side of his gun,
And then
she drops the vials.
Yeah, she drops it. He starts shooting. She takes cover. He sees the vials. He starts breaking them one by one.
Well, he picks it up and goes, "Whoa. So that's what this is." And then he starts breaking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in the middle of doing that, Walker just freaking hurls the shield at the side of his head. If this weren't a comic book movie or show,
he would have died.
He would be totally dead.
And like, dude, that was like at his temple.
Yeah.
I mean, you're done.
This stopped Zemo from destroying the last vial, which kind of rolled away, and Walker spots it and is like, hey, neato.
Yeah, it gives Carly a moment to run away, and then he gets the last one and sticks it in his pocket without people knowing.
And I think she saw that too, right? She saw him pick it up.
No, because we'll get to it in a second, because what happens with that is in this episode. So later on, Walker and Lamar are talking. He's like, hey, Lamar, if you had the super soldier serum, would you take it? And he's like, yeah.
He's like, hell yeah.
And Walker's like, well, that's justification enough for me. And he takes it at some point off screen.
Yep.
And so they end up there's some stuff in the middle. Oh, I know what it is. So he had the super soldier. We're backtracking a little bit. He had the super soldier serum, and he had it with him. He hadn't taken it yet. They went back to their hideout, and the Dora Milaje showed up, and they're like, "Okay, we're taking Zemo now." And John Walker's like, "No," and he puts his hand on Ao's shoulder, and just the Dora Milaje just lay him out.
That was so funny.
And now the funniest part was Sam going, "Hey, should we get involved?" And Bucky goes, "Keep up the good work, John." Or like, "Great work, John," or he's something like that.
Yeah, that scene was very funny.
But
then they rip.
Slips away.
Oh yeah, they do get involved, and
I like how they said like Zemo got away El Chapo style.
Yeah, kind of. They take Bucky's arm off, and Sam's like, "Did you know they could do that?" He's like, "No."
Yeah.
Which
said really?
Which I want to bring something up like that, but in the last episode, so I'll circle back around to that.
Okay.
But anyway, to fast forward a bit, so they finally track down Carly Morgenthau, and it's just Lamar and Walker, and they're on these flight of stairs, and Lamar keeps going ahead, and Walker just kind of stops. Which, by the way, why is the guy with the shield in the back? I was like, not really a Captain America thing to do. Put yourself behind your best friend, but okay, whatever.
Lamar is his actual shield.
Oh, you're bloody right, mate, because
Yeah.
There ends up being a little bit of a kerfuffle upstairs, and John snaps out of his whatever state, and he runs up. He gets tackled by one of the Flag Smashers, and they try to hit him with a pipe, and he just grabs it and bends it. The Flag Smasher clearly did not know that Walker got juiced up at some point, because things go sideways really fast. And one of the Flag Smashers punches Lamar so hard.
It was Carly, though, right?
Yeah,
no,
Carly.
It wasn't. No, Carly didn't punch him.
Oh, I thought it was.
I swear it was Carly.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
It was Carly.
Oh,
because
it might have been because he said he didn't.
That was the grudge.
Yeah.
That was the grudge the entire time.
Well, no, I thought. I don't.
It wasn't the dude.
Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch it, but I just assumed that he was after Carly because she was the leader, and it's like,
no,
yeah. I'm gonna watch this in silence right now, so you guys keep talking.
You really don't need to do that, but
I want to.
Okay. Anyway, so Lamar ends up dying, and John Walker
gets vibe checked.
Just loses it, and he takes down one of the Flag Smashers and brutally murders him.
In public.
Straight up just decapitates him. Of course, I'm sure one of you guys thinks it's just caving his chest in. I guarantee you that dude lost his head.
I watched it back. His head was gone.
Yeah. Obviously you don't see it, but the framing of the scene leads to the implication that this dude ain't got a head no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got.
They would
he
have
got-
showed it if they just caved his chest in, but
Yeah.
there's a
he did-
lot of blood.
Like everybody was like filming around him, like, oh, yep, that just happened.
It is Carly.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Carly runs at him with John Walker with a knife. Lamar tackles her. They get up to fight, and she just clocks him in the chest, and he goes flying, hits a pillar, his back breaks, and he dies.
I remember that because she starts freaking out because she knows she's dead, and then just
Yeah,
books
she
it.
pulls her
Yeah.
mask up. She's like, "Oh God!" Everybody books it, and John turns into a roided, angry.
Yeah, he just killed the only one
So-
he could catch.
So, a decapitated pseudo-terrorist and a mentally disturbed Captain America is where episode 4 ends, and episode 5 picks up with him on the run. Somehow, Sam and Bucky, literally standing 10 feet behind him, allow him to get likely miles ahead of him.
Yeah.
Why? Because they got a fight in a warehouse. And, ooh, that fight.
It was cool.
It was
Good.
bad.
No, it was.
Bad.
It was
No, not bad
It's
in
a
the sense that
good
it was a
fight,
bad.
but it's like a
The
bad
result
situation.
of it is bad, and the
We
situation.
should have
was
just
bad.
said like,
It was a really good fight.
Oh.
Like choreography and everything was phenomenal.
I think, bro, it kind of messed me up the fact that John was going to kill Sam in the
Yeah.
exact same way. Like, this dude was.
like, come on.
And another interesting thing about the way Walker uses the shield in terms of bringing it down on his opponent's face, that's almost frame for frame exactly what Captain America did to Iron Man. But, you know, Captain America is not a stone cold decapitation murderer and just disables Iron Man's suit instead of, you know, murdering him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was not expecting them or Sam and Bucky to break his arm. That was like
Ooh,
that was
that was so
I forgot
brutal.
about that. Yeah.
that was brutal. Like you could hear it, and it sounded like so acute. I was like, oh, I mean, that made me
Yeah.
cringe.
The beginning of the fight
like-
was so cool when he said, "You don't want to do this," and Bucky said, "Yeah, we do."
Or he's like,
I-
"Oh,
That was
yes,
so
I do."
cool.
Bro,
Yeah, we do.
I love that switcheroo. Like every other time you hear that sort of like back and forth, it's like, you're right, we don't, but we're gonna do what we have to. But Bucky's like, no, we're gonna beat you up. We're taking the shield right now. This is happening here and now. We can do this all day.
I think
And,
the other
like-
big thing in that fight, other
Yeah.
than them winning and taking the shield, is Falcon's suit gets ripped apart, like the wings get
He
ripped
pulls
off.
the wings. Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah, then
That's-
later on you see Torres looking at the wings. Sam chooses the shield, and as he's walking away, Torres says, "Yo, you forgot your wings. Falcon, you forgot your wings." He said, "Keep them." And if you don't know, Torres in the comics, he becomes Falcon later on, so Captain
Yeah.
America 4?
One thing that we haven't touched upon is when the fight is over and Sam does pick up the shield, you notice how, like, almost immediately he starts trying to clear the blood off of it.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
going to
it's-
mention that next.
Like, it's very clear that Sam was, like, deeply, like,
Offended.
offended and messed up by the, how do I want to say this?
Brutality.
The murder.
No, the tainting of the Captain America
Oh,
title
yeah.
there. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to
That's
say.
yeah.
Right.
Well, immediately after that, we get the dishonorable discharge.
No. Less than dishonorable. Or no, sorry. I was wrong again. Less than honorable, which
Is that what they say?
yes. So I learned this. The military has 3 different ways you can be discharged: honorably, dishonorably, and less than honorably. And you would think dishonorably would be the worst, but no. Less than honorably is the worst way you can be discharged from the military.
Right, because they said that he would have no benefits.
No
Mhm.
benefits, loss of rank, loss of all title, loss of everything,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
Which means he can't
And I
get the
th- and I
military discount at Arby's. Sucks to suck.
He can't buy a meat mountain. He's gonna have to
Dang,
buy it for
ultimate
full
punishment.
price.
Um,
But yeah, I think that's interesting that they went with less than honorable, because everywhere else is just dishonorable discharge, and I mean, if they had just done that, I wouldn't have known the difference, because I didn't even know that less than honorable was a thing. In fact, when they said it, I'm like, I think you mean dishonorable, but
Yeah.
well,
Hey.
it's good to know the meaning behind it, because
Yeah, you learn
that
so-
applies in that situation.
you learn something new every day. But then very quickly after, he is approached by someone with a really long name that I'm not going to try to remember. Just call her Val, even though she says she doesn't want to be called that. Doesn't matter. This is clearly set up for the Thunderbolts, but we'll get more into that when we talk about episode 6.
Yep.
Episode 5 kind of...
It's pretty wholesome after that.
It's a low-key episode. You get all the action right up front, and then it's just Sam and Bucky repairing a boat, being two bros.
Don't you
That
also get
montage scene was really, really well done.
I thought it was like, was it in that like that same scene where like Bucky was flirting with Sam's sister?
No,
Yeah.
it was right before.
Yeah, right before that, sorry.
Yeah, but it's in that episode, right?
Well,
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and like what I thought was funny was that Sam was like, "Really, bro? What you do?"
He does, yeah. He says, also, don't
Yeah.
flirt with my sister.
And he does it. He does it again. Like, come on. He just gives him this look.
I'd say the... Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, it kind of felt like this episode is maybe padding a little bit for runtime. There's like 2 really long shots of just water,
Yeah.
and I think that was just to get them to a runtime where they could justifiably not show what was in the
Even-
box that Bucky
Gave Falcon.
Sam,
Yeah.
which he got by, we completely skipped over this part, which he got by asking the Dora Milaje to make after they captured Zemo and sent him to the raft.
Yeah, we skipped that part.
Bucky is like, I'm gonna kill you. Click, but he has the bullets in his hand. I think that moment would have been better if it wasn't in the trailer, but I digress.
I'd say... I mean, the whole padding, I kind of agree with, like, with those water scenes, but at the same time, it's the longest episode. Which is kind of funny. I think it, although is a little bit strange to put it right now, it rounds out the other plot lines we got during the beginning of the series,
Yeah.
being the boat and Bucky's relationship with people and his mental stuff going on, which is resolved in the 6th episode actually for him.
Mhm.
But
And that montage went on for like 15 minutes.
them working on the boat.
Do you mean them working on the boat or him training to be Captain America?
Oh, the Captain America one.
Did it
It
really
did not
go
go.
for that long?
No, it did not.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes. I don't know why I said 15.
Oh, well, yeah.
Same thing.
They definitely took their time and liberty to make him do all those training bits, but
Yeah, I would prefer it that way too. Anyone else would have just had him pick up the shield and, yep, I know how to use it. But this one shows him putting in the work to be Captain America, so I thought that was nice.
Mhm.
my only gripe with that scene is right before that, him and Bucky were passing the shield around, and they had no fear of catching it. And
Yeah,
then it
I
seemed
think-
like he was just kind of like, I know he was doing the flip, which is making him throw it faster, and it was flying faster. But then he was kind of just throwing it casually, and he was still scared to catch it.
Yeah, I think those scenes are a little bit out of order, but regardless, I think they're good scenes.
I
Of
think
course. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, they definitely pulled the we all know that Cap is a excellent speech giver or speaker or however you want to say it. And he always did like a lot of the big speeches. Endgame is an excellent example. Right before they time travel, and they're pulling the string there of he's really getting into the speech part as he was talking to Bucky, the friend to friend thing, and then we'll get into it for the 6th episode. He had his whole thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're really trying to, and I'm very happy they're really playing with the Captain America quirk, where he's a really good speaker, a really good, but on top of that, he's the symbol of America kind of deal.
Yeah. Of course, this episode ends on a teaser for what is in the box the Wakandans gave Bucky to give to Sam.
Right after we learn what's happening?
Yeah, Carly is attacking or carrying out a plan to stop the
GRC vote.
Yeah, GRC vote. Let's get into episode 6 and just right off the bat, oh my god, that suit is amazing.
It's gorgeous.
It is.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Just oof.
That gave me the
number
chills.
one, it's almost a clear-cut copy from the comics. Like, the comic suit is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, like, literally clear-cut copy. I would have to stare at them side by side to know what the difference is.
Exactly.
The blue with the white just pops.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so good. And I like how they incorporated, sorry, real quick, his old kind of goggles into it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the one from the comic, that's like the one distinct difference. He's got like bug eye, almost, kind of goggles. Or like swim goggles, like the little ones you put over your eyes in the comic. This one, they incorporated his almost like ski goggle look.
Yeah.
And it worked.
So, Shuri most definitely made this suit. So, shout out to her.
Yeah.
Because, I think we found Marvel's new costume designer. She just needs to make everyone's costumes. Because they'll all look amazing. There's just so much I want to say about the suit. It's
just perfect.
I loved when it spun the shield and shot it out like it was a Beyblade.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Are you
I'm
talking
probably
about
going to have to watch it again.
the helicopter scene?
Yeah, when they're taking out the pilot.
I know that happened, but I don't remember actually seeing that, so I'm definitely going to go back and watch that.
I'd say the other big thing with the suit that I really, really liked is he was blocking, this is much later in the episode, but since we're on the suit, he blocked a punch from Carly that kind of like knocked him back, and then he blocked another one with the shield, and this time the wings shot into the ground. And it held him in place, and she was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I really like that I really like that Captain America uses his wing pack to substitute for not having the super soldier serum, because, like you said, he's using his wings to stop punches. He's using the booster from his pack to like
enhance,
hit harder.
Yeah.
He used his whole wings and the shield as a shield to stop the helicopter from hitting him and whoever
the
he
pilot.
was. That was
right.
Just so great.
The other...
This is probably a...
I was just going to say super quick. The other big thing is he uses the jets on his... Not only to increase the power of the punches he's throwing and the kicks and whatever, as well as to like jump in the air and do stuff like that, but he uses it to outspeed his opponents. Like, it was definitely prevalent in the fight where they were up in the GRC conference room when he was fighting. I don't know that guy's name. I can't remember. Yeah. When he was fighting him, right at the end, he just used the jetpack and he's like, "Yeah, I just threw 3 punches when you tried to throw one and knocked him on the ground." And then he kicked the shield up, which is what took him out in the end. But.
Yeah. Which I have a little bit of a problem with that fight, given what we see later in the episode, that fight should have been like 3 seconds long. Sam could have taken him so easily.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
hold on.
what
I want to backtrack to the last episode real quick. Just not to go too deep into it, but I love the one he was fighting Walker. He used his wing to sweep his leg and get him on the ground.
Oh, in the 5th episode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was great.
fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the 6th episode.
So what I was gonna say was, I think this is a question I can probably answer myself. So was the entire not? I think so. The wings are vibranium, right?
No,
Yeah.
they are.
The new ones are, yeah.
Is the suit vibranium as well?
Not the suit, but like the wing pack is.
Okay, so just the wing pack is okay. Cool.
I'd imagine the suit has some vibranium lining in it, like
Yeah,
Black Panther stuff.
That's what I was thinking. Like, is it bulletproof?
But like,
if a bullet
he doesn't.
the suit.
His suit doesn't need to be bulletproof because he has the shield.
Shield and wing.
Yeah,
though.
and the
like
wing.
he used to block shots with just his
Right.
wings, and those weren't vibranium.
So
Yeah,
it is
basically now it is because he used like he said he could block shots with his
wings and shield.
but Walker was able to rip them off. So now these are like these aren't going to get destroyed,
Which is cool,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because that suit never should be destroyed.
No,
Also,
So
I want to bring this up.
So
real
is
quick.
it so? Okay, yeah.
Oh, sorry. When he was fighting Carly and she said stay down, huge disappointment. He said no.
Yeah.
He could have said I can do
He just
this
said
all day.
no.
That was his chance and he
Mhm.
blew it.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
yeah,
As
well,
soon as
yeah,
he said no, I'm like, why?
yeah, no, I was
Why?
like, bro, forget. I said I can do this all day.
Yeah, so did I.
Like,
In my head,
I was
in
like,
my
I could
head,
do
I was
this
like,
all
what?
day. He said, no. Come on.
I'm like,
I can't wait for that to friggin' 10 years down the line. Avengers, whatever. They go back into the past. He has to fight himself. No. Yeah, I know.
Stay down. No, I know.
Kind of. I mean, this entire episode was like it was the capturing of the senators, and then it was the helicopter, and then the 2 trucks. Bucky had the 2 trucks, along with Walker shows up. Sam took care of the helicopter. They were both excellent scenes. I really enjoyed Bucky's a little bit more than Sam's. I loved what Sam did. It just was very long. I felt it was a little too long. Like a little bit too much back and forth. Like it felt like Sam should have had an upper hand the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a helicopter. How maneuverable can it be compared to Sam? That was my only gripe with it. The Bucky and John fight was really good. And then the whole thing with the truck almost falling over and everybody was like, oh crap. Like it was like, oh.
his DIY shield.
Yeah, I really like that he shows up and he throws the shield, and against all odds it actually does bounce a little bit, but then the suit he gets it back and it's almost immediately destroyed. It's like yeah, this thing lasted
it's
30 seconds.
Yeah. It's paper mache compared to the vibranium shield.
Yeah,
But
it was
And you can see how the weight of how long it takes him to throw it. It is just way too heavy.
I do
We
like
do.
though how he had the metal on the back of it. Like when he was on the ground and he looked at his shield and he saw the metal, and it kind of
yeah. I thought it was nice that between a choice between going after Carly and saving people, he decided to finally do a Captain America thing and actually save people.
yeah.
That's
agree.
kind of just set up for the Thunderbolts, but we'll talk about that at the end.
The other big things about this episode I want to talk about is definitely the message that it brought.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. For everyone saying that this is all really political and woke. It's literally just boils down to with great power comes great responsibility. That's it.
Wait, people really said that?
Look at the reviews. A lot of people are like,
oh man,
yeah. If you go to like a few different review sites, people rate it lower. Like, this got way too political. I just want.
Oh wait, I did.
Movie. Like,
people are saying
did
that
see
after
that, like,
the second
yeah.
episode when they first went to the
right
neighborhood and talked to
with
what's his
Isaiah
name?
Bradley.
Isaiah,
yeah. I saw that, like, I didn't see, like, you know, like the woke or politicized episode, but I did see like ratings dropped after episode 2, or ratings dropped after. Well, actually, that wouldn't make sense if ratings dropped after episode 6, but that's what I saw was a report that ratings, like show ratings dropped after episode 2.
Nah, bro, that's cap.
I'm like, that's
Falcon and Winter Soldier consistently had very, very high ratings, which is really good. This show was amazing.
Right. But for the people who said it was woke, I was like, that's
stupid. No,
it's.
I thought it was, yeah.
I think they conveyed an excellent message, and they did so in an excellent manner.
Like, yeah.
And they did a phenomenal job, not only with the show, but with the message. And
right.
By God, I think I can say right now that it is. I really, really liked WandaVision. Like, WandaVision was phenomenal. This was...
Agreed.
I don't want to say 10 times better, because WandaVision was, again, phenomenal, but this was better, in my opinion.
Yeah. I really like this, and I am fully and completely biased. Captain America is my favorite superhero ever, and so I was already automatically predisposed to just really liking this show.
Yeah, and like, well, I wanted to just go back to like that when he was just talking to the senators in like public. Like, I think that's like kind of like a Captain America thing, like exposing corruption and telling them you have real power, you know what to do with it.
Yeah,
I mean that's Steve Rogers exposes corruption, and then
you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
I was like, that's perfect.
Exactly what I was talking about.
That's not woke. I'm like, what?
It goes back to like. If you're one of the people that think that Marvel doesn't have any politics in it, you're completely wrong, because Captain America: The Winter Soldier is, by definition, a political thriller.
Civil War was pretty much, the whole plot was based on politics.
Yes, exactly.
It was just corruption and control.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I don't think it's so much about corruption and control. I think it's just mistreatment of the situation and a lack of thought. Because they kept saying, like, oh, you don't understand. And it's like, no, you're right, I don't understand. But I know what's the best situation for everybody. Like, and I'm willing to try. It's kind of just like the whole, none of us understands, because, I mean, as crazy as it would be, imagine half the population disappeared and then reappeared. Like, holy crap, what would we do? Like, we would go into absolute chaos just like this, probably worse than what happened. In my opinion,
people were, if it was like people saying that like Captain America, Sam, was pushing an agenda during that speech when he was talking to the senators, like, you're completely wrong.
Yeah, no.
you're
well, I think
it was a perfect speech, and the senators listened, and
well, we hope the senators listen.
Yeah,
right.
Obviously, the message is kind of recognition, kind of deal, and
it's just really, you need to do something. Like, you have the power to do something, so do it, and then
Well, I'm talking more black recognition, and then it was also the we're all one people dealing with the same problem kind of deal.
Right.
And they did an amazing job portraying that, on top of the just political dealing with the world issue right now of people came back, and now there's refugees everywhere and a bunch of stuff. I'll be completely honest. I think my favorite part is Elijah's recognition.
Oh my god, that was...
okay, I'm going to get kind of
a little emotional.
I'm going to get kind of personal here. My grandfather is a veteran, and he had his whole thing at his funeral, which was very recent for me. And I've got pictures right next to me, so I kind of teared up a little bit. I was having a rough time after that, but I mean, by God, if this is
that was a really good scene. Yeah.
All I know is that if this is how the Marvel shows are gonna be, honestly, like, these shows are kind of better than the movies. Like, obviously, it's not. I think all of the Avengers movies, except for kind of Ultron.
Ultron underrated, low-key.
Ultron is underrated.
Yeah.
I think these are better than a majority. Not a bunch. I'd say that's really hard to slip these in.
I would put WandaVision and Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Yes, I'm using the new title.
I was gonna say that's also the ending. Saying that is phenomenal.
So I would put those two shows above The Incredible Hulk, Thor 2, Captain Marvel, probably Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I would put I'm standing firm. I'd put them above Doctor Strange, and I would put Falcon and Winter Soldier probably above Captain America: The First Avenger, and on par with Civil War, but not above Winter Soldier.
I agree with all of them except for Doctor Strange and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Same, I think.
You would put Falcon and Captain America and the Winter Soldier above Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
No.
I would put
No.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier above Captain America: The First Avenger, but not above Doctor Strange. But I'm a little biased. That's one of my favorite movies.
That is
Marvel movies, I should say.
I just watched Doctor Strange earlier today, and maybe it's the fact that I've seen it repeatedly, and I've really only seen Falcon and Winter Soldier once, and that it's new. That's why I put it above it. But I just enjoyed it more.
That's valid.
Yeah, well,
it's opinion.
Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters.
I was gonna say, like, it's opinion. That's your opinion, and that's perfectly fine. I don't really want to rank it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's amazing. Like, there's very few Marvel anything that I can say, okay, that's actually crap. So,
I just want to say that I know that the Marvel Assembled episode is coming out on Friday, and that the Bad Batch is coming out on Tuesday, or starts on Tuesday. But Loki cannot get here sooner or fast enough. It needs to. I want to watch it like right now.
Like, is it coming out in July?
June 11th.
Oh, June 11th. Okay.
And then I think like a week after that comes out is Black Widow.
Yeah. I think you're right.
We're so close to finally seeing another Marvel movie in theaters. It's been over a year.
And then very soon after that, Shang-Chi.
In September.
Yep.
And then I believe we get Eternals in November. And then Spider-Man in December. After a year-long hiatus of no Marvel content, we are getting all the Marvel content this year. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and What If, Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Eternals, and That's 10 things. That's 10 things in 1 year.
That's amazing.
Remember when Doctor Strange 2 was supposed to come out last year?
I still can't believe we got 3 Spider-Man movies before a second Doctor Strange.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Just to round out Falcon, or now Captain America and the Winter Soldier, is IGN, like, literally, I think it was like at noon on Friday, Pacific Standard, for us, posted announced the creation of a 4th Captain America movie.
Mm-hmm. That it's already in production.
Yeah.
And I
don't know why I stuttered so hard to say that.
I really, 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 really hate IGN for using a picture of the new Captain America suit, because when I saw that, I hadn't watched the episode yet, and I would have really liked to have seen the suit in action first.
I had the
Despite-
exact same
Yeah.
issue.
Despite that, it still looked fucking amazing in the show.
Yeah.
I saw that picture, but I thought it was from the comics. Didn't realize till after.
Well,
I-
all I know is I'm ecstatic that they're making another one.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not Captain America anymore. It's Captain America.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, I keep doing that.
I'm so excited. Marvel has. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant for a second. I hate people right now that are dissing Marvel. Like, there is this weird group right now of young people who are dissing Marvel because, number one, we all grew up on it. We were all old enough to remember when we saw
Right.
Iron Man in theaters for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were old enough to remember that. But then, like, okay, so I have a younger brother who's 16. He's part of that group, too, who really, really loves it and enjoys it. But, like, people younger and then people a little bit older than us are like, what's up with all this? Like, it's stupid. Like, what's up with all the superhero stuff? Like, why does it
Right.
always have to be superheroes?
You
And
just-
it's like, are you
You
stupid?
just don't understand.
They're
you
just
don't. They don't understand.
they're just jealous they missed the hype train.
I'm like,
Exactly.
it's culture, for starters.
They didn't see Endgame opening night.
Mm.
It's just...
God, what an experience!
Yeah.
Discussion.
You
You
for another
cannot.
time.
You cannot watch Endgame at home for the first time. That's just you're doing yourself a disservice.
I was
Unfortunately,
gonna
that's
say-
the only way you can watch it right now.
True.
No, like I'm saying, opening night. You should have seen it.
I think that's kind of the case for a majority of Marvel movies.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Once I was able to pay for my own movie tickets and drive myself to the movies, I became firmly a let's try to see this opening night or opening day because I'm tired of trying to hide from spoilers.
Agreed.
yeah, I think Doctor Strange is the only Marvel movie I haven't seen either opening night or opening day.
Congrats, my guy. That's a feat and a half.
Anyway, we should really get back to Falcon
Yeah.
and Winter Soldier. We're running long here.
I was gonna say, is there anything else anybody would like to add about it?
So the second to last scene with John Walker, that's very clearly a setup for the Thunderbolts.
Yep.
Which, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like the Suicide Squad of the Marvel universe. It's basically a bunch of villains doing good stuff, but doing it very badly.
We completely passed the part where Carly gets vibe checked.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about her
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah,
We didn't even talk about-
So
yeah.
obviously, Sam and Carly are fighting, and Sam, despite having wings that can block bullets and get activated in like less than a second, is at gunpoint with Carly, and Sharon just freaking
Bang, bang,
like
bang.
you said, yeah, like you said, Cervantes vibe checks her and kills her.
She
Yeah.
dies surprisingly easily too.
Oh, and Sharon kills.
She got shot 3 times.
Yeah, Sharon kills Batroc, and even before that, she melted a dude's face off.
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
with Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah, it was like a mercury
That's
toxin
brutal.
of some kind.
Jesus.
You literally like
That's
they
brutal.
they showed a lot of the face decomposing.
Yeah. It was confirmed either the episode before or earlier in this episode that she is the power broker, but in the end credits scene, obviously we see her on Capitol Hill. She gets a full pardon and is welcomed back with open arms and is allowed to get a high level position in the government. So now she
She
is
can sell
trading in government secrets.
Yeah.
We
So
learn technically she's the power broker. Sorry for cutting you off. She has an interaction with Carly before Sam shows up, and that's when she says, you could have
worked through.
Yeah,
Right.
She's like, they had the whole conversation about the serum, and then
I was like, wait, what?
And then she says, yeah, power broker, or whatever, something like that. And that's when it's revealed.
It would not surprise me if Sharon ends up being a villain in Captain America 4.
I just don't know what
I know she's the power broker. What got her to that? What made her?
Obviously, a combination of being an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. or former agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the chaos of the blip. So she likely used her connections and intelligence to see a power vacuum and be like, okay, so I'm in charge here.
And I think part of it's also greed and corruption at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see.
After I saw the end credit scene with her selling intel, I immediately thought that she was going to be the villain for Armored Wars with War Machine.
Oh shoot!
That's a
good.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I could see that. That actually probably makes a little bit more sense than. Well, I wouldn't say more sense, but makes as much sense as villain for
villain.
Cap 4. Yeah.
Alrighty. Any other comments on Captain America and the Winter Soldier?
Loved it.
Yeah, other than it just being a phenomenal show that I recommend anybody and everybody watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with it. Greatest of all time.
We weren't.
I mean, we said that
screw it.
earlier,
Greatest
but
of
yeah,
all time.
screw it. Yeah, greatest of all time.
Yep, greatest of all time.
Alright, with that, I would like to apologize. We're a little bit longer than we normally do, but I think this episode kind of shoots for it anyway. I mean, we're covering 3 major topics.
Yeah, somehow we didn't realize that this week would be 3 topics converging.
I kind of said it before. I was like, oh, Mortal Kombat. Oh, wait, Falcon and Winter Soldier ends. Oh, wait, Oscar. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So, sorry if you came here expecting news and didn't get any. We'll be sure to do news next week.
I mean, we did drop the more Mortal Kombat movies, Cap 4.
Yeah, so this episode was not without its news.
Just not a traditional segment as we normally do.
Of course, normally right around here is when we do a Q&A, but once again, we did not get any questions, so please, if you have any questions, just contact us either on Instagram, Twitter, or in the YouTube comments. And we will just answer your questions on the next podcast. But even if we did get questions this week, this is running really long. We probably would have saved them for next week.
Yeah.
With that, that's the end of our episode. I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, night, whenever you're listening. Yeah, have a good one.
Yep. See you guys next time.
How do you?
See you guys.